Hello, ladies. Pastor Frank Elaggett III here, and I am back to share with you 90 days to find your soulmate, even if you're 40, 50, or 60 plus years of age. It can still happen for you. Yes, it can. Now, this week, different focus this week. Here we go. The focus is dating with wisdom, confidence, and discernment. Today is Truth Tuesday. So here's what we do on every Tuesday. I start out with a myth, and then I transition to the truth. All right? I start out with a myth, and then I transition to the truth. And I love truth. So, um, here's the myth. Here's the myth. Here is the myth. If I don't pursue him, I will lose him. If I don't pursue him, I will lose him. No, that's a myth. That is a myth. So what is the truth? Now, you're going to lose something if you don't pursue him. So let me share with you what you are going to lose. If you don't pursue him, you will lose heartache and frustration. Because if you do pursue him, that's exactly what you're going to experience: heartache and frustration. I know that firsthand because I know what I caused when I was a knucklehead before Angela, my late wife, transitioned me into the man that I am today and the husband that I am today. All right? So let me explain why I'm sharing with you that pursuing a man is the worst thing, is the one thing you do not want to do. Now, I also want to share this to you. This graphic is really important, and I have to share it with you. Why making the first move is hazardous to your relational and marital health, and even your physical health. I should have another one up here. I really and look. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to talk about. I'm going to talk about when we get down to the end. I'm going to talk about the fact that there is a symbiotic relationship. There's a symbiotic relationship between a woman's broken heart and life-threatening illness and disease. There really, really is. And guess what, ladies? Every one of you needs to know what they are. And they quite often happen in a marital and relational context. Okay? I'm looking for a slide, and for the life of me, I am not finding it. And I so badly wanted to put it up for you. But I'm not finding it. So I am going to be forced to just move on. But it is so important that you really, really do need to see it. But I can't find it. I can't find it. And I'm really disappointed at the fact that I can't find this slide for you. But anyway, I digress. So here's what I want to say to you. So we live in a very enlightened society today, right? We live in a very enlightened society where the rules of engagement have changed, particularly for women. In polite society years ago, it was not ladylike for a woman to make the first move and then to ultimately pursue a man. But boy, how things have changed. Today, women making the first move or pursuing a man is truly commonplace in this culture. And the thought of many women is this: if a man can do it, so can I. But there are three problems with that concept that I want to share with you. There are three problems with that. So let me share problem number one. When you become the pursuer, your man changes roles with you. It's a fact of life. When you become the pursuer in the relationship, he changes roles with you. This means when you become the man in the relationship, he becomes the woman in the relationship. And when you become the man in the relationship, which is where God, which is not what God ever destined you. That's not a role that God destined you to fulfill. It's exactly opposite when you read Ephesians chapter 5. Husbands, you are the head. 5, verse 25. All right? But when you become the man in the relationship, he switches roles with you. He becomes the woman in the relationship. And when you become the man in that relationship, you become the lover, the giver, the pleaser, and the sacrificer. And he becomes the one being loved, the one being pleased, the one being sacrificed for, the one being pursued. You're backwards in your relationship. And when that happens, he will never voluntarily return to his manly role because he will get accustomed to being pampered, catered to, and put on a pedestal. So here's a fact of life. Here's what I need you all to learn. Look, I've been coaching women for 20 years now. Here's what I need all of you to learn. If you start it, you will never be able to stop it. So the best way to stop it is never to start it. Don't switch roles with your man. You cannot afford to become the pursuer and the man in the relationship because that is not your role. I don't care if we are in 2025. Your happiness, not his, takes the hit, not his. You need to understand that. So, point number two. There's a point number two here. Let me share point number two with you. When a woman becomes the pursuer in the relationship or marriage, the mistake that women do not understand: when you become the pursuer, you become the man in the relationship, you become the lover, the pleaser, and the sacrificer. When you assume those roles, you ultimately teach your man how not to love you. It is the single greatest mistake a woman can make. And it's happening every day. Why? Because I coach these women. They come to me for help to correct the problems that they've created. Absolutely. 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 No ifs, no ands, no buts. I see it all the time. Okay? I see it all the time. And it's pain it's even painful to watch. So when you become the pursuer, the lover, the giver, the pleaser, and the sacrificer, you are teaching him that the relationship is all about him. And once you go down that road, you'll never recover from it, most likely, unless you come to my course and I teach you how to course correct. Other than that, you'll never recover from it because you put him on a pedestal and he will get comfortable being on that pedestal and will never come down voluntarily, certainly not without a fight, because it feels good. Okay? So here's an additional problem. When the relationship is all about him, you will get tired of that down the road, right? When he's forgetting your birthdays, he's forgetting your anniversaries, and he doesn't think about you, no cards, no gifts, no surprises, none of that. It's all about you. It's all about him and not about you. You will get tired. It may be cute while you're dating. I guarantee you are going to get tired. My first wife got tired, Beverly, because that's exactly where we were. And she got tired and she walked away and never came back. And I'm not just saying it because it happened to me. I'm saying it because I see it all the time in the women who come to me for help. Okay? So it may be cute for a minute, but I guarantee you're going to get tired of that arrangement. And here's what happens: unhappiness, heartache, disappointment, and misery quite often follow soon thereafter. And that leads to finally point number 3. When a woman is unhappy, it cracks open a door to life-threatening illness and disease. It cracks open a door to life-threatening illness and disease. Your blood pressure goes up because you're so unhappy. You leave unhappiness in the morning, you come back to unhappiness in the evening. You leave a toxic marriage and relationship in the morning, you come back to that toxic marriage and relationship in the evening. You are existing in toxicity. You are being overrun by relational unhappiness and misery and relational tsunamis and tornadoes and floods that you can't outrun. And it cracks open the door to life-threatening illness and disease. I know. I've buried some of my best friends, some of my very good friends, and they died because they died from a broken heart because the husbands did not love them. And the relationship was all about them. And for decades, they were unhappy. And I guarantee you, if I called some of their names, you would know exactly who they are. But I would never do that. This is a serious matter. A very, very serious matter. So, in my book entitled The Art of Womanhood, you can access it on Amazon, called The Art of Womanhood. I reveal that medical science is conclusive that when women have a broken heart and a broken spirit, it puts her health and ultimately her life in jeopardy. because life-threatening illness attacks the body. And women are dying needlessly. And it can be avoided and prevented. So now I'm going to say this to you. If you would like to receive a free chapter of my book where I devote time to this very issue, I'm going to ask you to just send that request. Email me. Pastor, I'd love to have that chapter. Pastor, send me the chapter. That's all you need to say. I'll email it to you. Send it to the Women's Empowerment HQ at Gmail. I will send it to you immediately as soon as I get it. All right? Every woman, single and married, ought to have it. Because you need to know what's happening to you. Okay? Now, I'll leave that up for a minute. So what do you do to get a man? So if you can't pursue him, how do you get a man? How do you do that is the question. Check this out. For all the single ladies out there that's going to see this, and I hope ladies by the scores see this. It's one of the most important presentations I've ever met, and I've done scores of presentations. This is one of the most important. So how do you get a man if you can't pursue him? Well, it's what I teach every Thursday in my free webinar for single women. Every Thursday at 6 p.m., I do a free webinar for women. Okay? And if you want to attend, all you have to do is copy this, go to this website, register. Ladies are on there every Thursday. Their lives are being changed. It's a life-changing, life-altering experience. When you do it the right way, and the right way is God's way. No ifs, no ands, no buts. The right way is God's way. Okay? So now, having said that, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you like this content, and this is my 29th day, I'm in the midst of a 90-day challenge where I'm going to put information up about predominantly single women. Predominantly. I'm going to put information up every day for 90 days. This is day 29. This is day 29. And so if you like this content, please do me a favor. Please. And I'm going to turn my camera off for a second, and now I'm going to turn it back on because it was blurry. It's still a little blurry. Well, I'm at the end. I hope it's not too distracting. If you like this content, please go to my Facebook page, Frank Elaggett III. Like it. All right, there it is. It just cleared up. Please like it. Give me a like. Subscribe. I'm trying to get to thanks, Tyrone. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions. Can't do it by myself. I need your help. So please go to my Facebook page, Frank Elaggett III, and like, subscribe, and then share. Share this. There's some women out here that need to see this broadcast. You absolutely do. All right? So please be an advocate. Share this with somebody, and so that somebody can be blessed. Okay? Somebody can be blessed. And I hope to see you on Thursday. Until then, be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.